So, today I wanted to go over a little bit and then a little quickly the process of marking up a rug. I have a gig next Saturday. We're playing for an organization that funds mission trips, and I'm taking this drum set, not the entire thing, but I'm taking most of it. I'm not gonna take the rack. So I just bought a new drum rug because the old one I had to throw it away. It was an old piece of junk. And I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna mark up where everything goes and sort of explain what the thought process is behind it. And yeah. Alright, so I am not setting up the entire drum set. I'm not gonna set up the crashes and the rides because that for me is a little easier to dial in once the rest of the drums are in. This is the core of what I play. So snare, toms, and the hi-hat. Those are the things that I wanna get in place, 100% dialed in, so that then I can mark the rug, and from there putting up the cymbals is pretty easy for me. Now, I will say, when you're making your markings for your drum set, don't make your markings until you're 100% sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. So once you set up and it feels sort of right, play for a little bit. That's when you'll realize, oh, okay, I can shift this a little bit, this is a little bit on the way, this is a little uncomfortable. That's when you finally dial in those small little details. That's actually a mistake I made with my old rug, which, fun fact, it was just a piece of rug that we pulled from one of the first apartments we lived in. I set up my drum set on that rug and marked it. Didn't even play on it, didn't even mess around with it, didn't test it at all. And there were things that were slightly off, and it got to a point where like I was completely disregarding pretty much the entire thing. So before you mark anything, play on it, make sure everything feels fine, and then mark the thingy-majiggy, the rug. There you go. Alright, so now that I know it's fairly where it's supposed to be, I'm gonna start marking it. I have these vinyl markers, which I actually got when I bought the rug for my e-kit. I never used it with that, so I'm gonna use it for these. These are also black. They're hidden. Nobody else is gonna be able to see it besides you setting up. I'll say if you're playing on like dark venues or venues that don't have that good lighting, this might not be the play, because it's gonna be hard to see them when you're setting up. You could use duct tape. As far as I know, most people use like orange or like yellow gaffer's tape to make the markings with like names and everything. This is just what I have. Alright, so this is the end result. This is basically just a... let me get this way. It's basically just like a copy paste of when I have it on the rack. The rack is a little bit more of a pain to move around and take the gigs, so I just set up this quick thing. You'll see the markers here. See those little shiny strips. I like the fact that they're a little hidden. But that might also be a hindrance. You see, like this ones, there are circles. You can barely see them, which for me, I don't care. But for example, if you're gigging or like playing actual shows and you're setting up on stage and whatnot, and there's like poor lighting before the show, this might be a little bit of a hindrance. But for my purposes, it's fine. So yeah, this is basically what it is. I'm using straight cymbal stands, not the ones with the boom like that one. It's a boom stand, just in case you didn't know, and this is a straight stand. I'm using that for the crashes because I am not too sure how much room I have at the place where we're gonna be playing. And normally I would use more boom stands because they just have more reach and more versatility when it comes to, you know, setting up and everything. But in this case, I don't know how much room we have to play with, so I'm gonna just go with this ones because they're a little more compact. But other than that, this is basically just a copy paste of my kit when it's on the rack. Sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? More compact, minus, you know, the remote hi-hat, the stack, and the china, which are very specific for, you know, playing metal and prog and whatnot, which is usually what I'm playing here. At home. This is more like a general purpose drum kit. Although it's basically the same thing, I'm just changing the cymbal setup, basically. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope this video helps anyone when it comes to making the markings on a rug. Especially if you're a drummer that is starting to gig a lot, this might help you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out.